Kamala's Courtroom Conundrum. In the sun-soaked corridors of the California State Prosecutor's office, Kamala was known for her iron fist, especially when it came to punishing the guilty. But lately, she had taken things to a whole new level. Gone were the days of reasonable sentences. Now, she was dishing out lengthy prison terms to the most absurdly innocent people. One day, as Kamala polished her toughest prosecutor trophy, her assistant, Greg, burst into the office, breathless. "Kamala, we have a case that's gonna make headlines." Kamala smirked. "Oh, I love a good headline. What's this one about?" "It's about a local grandma. She baked cookies for her grandchildren and accidentally left them on the sidewalk. Someone tripped and fell," Greg exclaimed. Kamala's eyes lit up. "Perfect. Let's throw the book at her. How about 10 years for reckless baking?" Greg nodded, slightly horrified. Kamala, she's 85." 85? That's practically a life sentence. Let's add an extra 5 for her being a repeat offender with those oatmeal raisin cookies." Kamala cackled, already imagining the media frenzy. Next up was a case that had gone viral. A man arrested for singing too loudly in the shower. He was charged with disturbing the peace and facing an outrageous 20-year sentence. In court, the defendant pleaded, "Your Honor, I was just trying to belt out some Adele." Kamala, leaning forward with a dramatic flair, replied, "Adele? Disturbing the peace and good taste, 20 years in the clink." The courtroom erupted in gasps and laughter. As the weeks rolled on, Kamala's reputation for absurdly harsh punishments grew. She reveled in the chaos, each ridiculous case a stepping stone to her political ambitions, but the pièce de résistance was yet to come. One sunny afternoon, a 3-year-old boy named Timmy strolled through the park with his mom, blissfully unaware of the fate that awaited him. In an innocent act of childhood rebellion, Timmy let out a loud fart that echoed like a trumpet through the serene afternoon air. The park went silent. Parents shielded their children's ears, while Timmy's mom turned crimson. She was mortified until she heard the whispers of nearby onlookers. "That kid should be arrested." "Did you hear that? It's a public disturbance." Timmy's fate was sealed. Kamala, in her office, received the news with unrestrained delight. "A farting incident? This could be my magnum opus. Let's prosecute." She gathered her team, ready to craft the most ludicrous case the world had ever seen. On the day of the trial, the courtroom was packed with curious spectators, eager to witness the showdown. Kamala stood at the podium, her face a mix of determination and glee. "Your Honor, I present to you the evidence, a public disturbance caused by a toddler. This calls for justice." Timmy sat in the defendant's chair, clutching his beloved blankie, eyes wide in confusion. His mom, sitting in the front row, whispered, "It's gonna be okay, honey. Just tell them you didn't mean it." Kamala, not to be swayed by innocent charm, continued, "In light of this egregious act, I seek a harsh punishment. I request the immediate surrender of the defendant's blankie and his firstborn child as reparations for this heinous crime." The courtroom gasped. "His firstborn? He's 3," shouted a bewildered juror. "Exactly. This sets a precedent. If we let toddlers get away with farting in public, what's next? Burping during the national anthem?" Kamala retorted, her passion reaching a fever pitch. The judge, barely able to contain his laughter, leaned over. "Kamala, I have to ask, are you serious?" "Absolutely. I'll even throw in an additional year for the emotional distress caused to the witnesses," she exclaimed, raising her hands like a seasoned showman. At that moment, Timmy's mom could no longer contain herself. "Your Honor, this is ridiculous. He's just a child." Kamala turned, flashing a triumphant smile. "And that's exactly why he deserves to learn a lesson. We can't let this go unpunished. Finally, the judge, shaking his head in disbelief, declared, Kamala, I think we need to reassess our priorities. Case dismissed. The courtroom erupted into applause, while Kamala's dreams of being the harshest prosecutor in history crumbled around her. Timmy clutched his blankie tightly, and as they left, he looked up at his mom. Can I have a cookie now? With a sigh of relief, she smiled. Of course, sweetie, just no farting in public. And as Kamala walked out, she realized that perhaps, just perhaps, it was time to take a break from prosecuting the absurd and focus on some real justice instead.